he wasn't my number one on this category is because, like, unlike you, in some aspects I was entertained from the storyline of the WWE Championship. He was, like, even though after this feud his stock did drop at a disappointing rate, he, like, when he had his heel turn, he was still very popular with the crowd. He was getting legit either heel heat or good legit cheers from the crowd. And he was still in the WWE title picture. He was still getting opportunity after opportunity. And yes, even though he disappeared after winning the United States Championship, he won the United States Championship. Granted, they did do absolutely nothing with it, but it's still the fact that, yeah, he had a belt, and now he's getting hopefully a decent feud with Rusev for it. But when it came to my pick, it was someone who really was kind of in a mirror situation, especially in the beginning of the year, with winning the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, losing that title match at WrestleMania, and then just losing again and again to Carmella, of all people, making her stock drop at a great rate, to a point where now she was in a point where she was having a tag team with Naomi, to the point where it just made her look like a complete idiot. Where it's like, oh my God, there is no hope to saving her. So
and now she's more clear women's champion.
And now, if it's not more clear, it's Asuka.
Yeah.
But hey, to be fair,
but we do see the pattern here, right?
Yeah. To be fair, December was a great month for her.
Yes.
In a long line of bullshit. Her December was great. Her winning that Battle Royal, her actually winning. Granted, Ronda Rousey helped her, but it was enough for people to look at her and be like, okay, this is actually slowly starting to resurrect the Empress. Mm-hmm. She's slowly becoming that when she was undefeated again. So hopefully it looks like 2019 is going to be a great year for her.
Yes.
At least that's how it's looking like.
Yes.
But when it came to 2018, and after, she won the Women's Royal Rumble, but after WrestleMania, it was a nosedive. So Asuka was my the underused superstar.
A fair pick.
And do we see the pattern for the underused superstar?
Like I said, Shinsuke was my number two. They were both in the exact same position,
and they're both Japanese.
We're not saying it's racism.
I'm sure that part is just a coincidence, but yeah.
Okay. But we also know.
Anyway, we also know our next topic is Breakout Star of the Year. Brian, you want to kick this one off? Who's your Breakout Star of the Year?
I feel like the pick would be obvious, but I'm going to go against the grain on this one. The obvious pick is Ronda Rousey. The obvious pick. But I'm going to go with someone who technically has been in the company for a while. He hasn't been in the company for a while. And when he came back, he just started beating the shit out of everybody. And got over in a big way. And now Now he might be feuding with Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler. But he also is one of the only people to take Braun Strowman off of his feet in one blow. Yeah, I'm going with the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. Because this dude, starts off as the chosen one. Nobody likes this guy.
Loves his theme song, though.
Love his theme song. But no, this was another case of you're trying to push somebody down our throats. We don't even know this guy yet. So, and the crowd and the internet wrestling community once again turned on this guy hard, and some stuff went down in his personal life that made the WWE punish him to the extent of 3MB.
Unjust.
And then they released him, and then he took off. because he did what you're supposed to do when you get fired from your dream job. You go and you better yourself in the same profession, but in the minor leagues, if you will. Okay. Do I think where he wrestled is the minor leagues? Technically, yes, but in his mind, no. He went out there every night like it was a WWE pay-per-view main event. Honed his craft, came back, and now, okay, this dude, I'll say it right now, he's going to be champion at some point next year. On whatever brand he might be on at that point. And I call that a breakout, at least in WWE terms. Because even when he was the chosen one, okay, he wasn't dominant, okay, and nobody really liked his character. He might have been getting okay spots, but for a chosen one gimmick, he wasn't really getting high profile stuff to do. And now he's, while we might be railing on how Raw performs, he's one of the good things on Raw that I look forward to every week, and I expect big things. And yeah, I believe that he broke out this year.
What you got?
Took the words right out of my mouth. I'm seconding that. This is the. I'm finally seconding one of you. Yeah, I'm also going to go with Drew McIntyre for basically everything he just said. I was thinking of Ronda Rousey too, but in the first half of the year, she was kind of pulling that Brock Lesnar move of not wrestling every show and just she's showing up, but she's not really doing anything.
Yeah.
The latter year, she's now acting more full time.
Yeah, she's 100% there. But before she would wrestle, she'd be good. But
when it comes to Drew, yeah, he's now showing why they called him the chosen one in the beginning. He's definitely evolved. I'm pulling a Pokemon reference for you, fool. He evolved from the chosen one and just dun 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 dun. The chosen one has evolved to the Scottish psychopath.
Da 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 da.
Honestly, I don't think I could say anything more to top that, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm also, with everything he said and what I added to it, including his Pokemon evolution theme, yeah, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And hold on,
I can't.
Scholly's quick talk.
Shoot.
If there's a huge WrestleMania match that involves Drew McIntyre, do we hear the old theme song?
No.
No way.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
I want that back. I do.
We're just gonna. We're gonna. Once we're done with this episode, we'll put it on for nostalgia reasons. Because yes, that theme song was awesome. His chosen one theme, I love it.
But in the meantime, yeah, you peeked at my sheet. I have to go with Ronda Rousey, even though everything you just said was great, and Drew McIntyre was right up there. I have to give Ronda Rousey this just because she has had easily the greatest rookie year in wrestling that I have ever seen.
Can't argue that.
Brock.
It was just so good. I mean,
okay,
even so.
Well,
even so,
fair.
even with Brock, he still went through developmental. He did all that. Kurt Angle still more developmental.
My name's not Todd McCormick.
And even so, it's fairly visible if you read between the lines that the only reason that she worked a limited schedule is because she was still training and sharpening up as she was going. But even while doing that, to have a major mainstream celebrity like that come in and perform like she has, nearly flawlessly, that is not something that just anybody can do. And I would be remiss if even though Drew McIntyre in my eyes is the person who comes closest to that top of the mountain, it's not quite there yet in my eyes, and I have to go with Ronda Rousey.
I do like how everything so far, the person who doesn't go with the group, it's always their second choice.
Well, then again, some of these categories...
Ronda is the second choice.
Some of these categories are so close, and they have people who fit this mold.
Let's face it, okay? The WWE didn't do much to break out new characters this year. So that's
a big criticism that WWE's had for the last couple of years.
Well, yes and no, which I'll get into later. But in the meantime, we also have another category, and that is Tag Team of the Year. Who do you got for this one?
This was this is just...
Say it.
Say it.
What are you expecting me to say?
The Bar.
We are the Bar. Wonderbar.
As much as I want to pick Sheamus and Cesaro, there have been plenty of moments where they were just made to look like complete imbeciles, to the point where, losing to Braun Strowman and a 10-year-old at WrestleMania.
That was this year. I forgot.
Losing in a Thanksgiving street fight. Seriously, as much as I would love to pick the love of my life, Cesaro, when it comes, it's really funny because no tag team has really grabbed me that much this year. But if I had to pick a team, I guess I would just have to go with the Usos. They've made them look like they were the lone surviving team at Survivor Series. They've been making great matches with whoever they're working with, either it's the New Day or the Bar. And they just made this Usos Asylum gimmick their own, and minus the prison cell door effects that they added that when SmackDown was in that period of silly words popping in promos and closing cage doors.
Silly words.
I'm just gonna go with the Usos. This was just one. It's just in the long run for me. I really I didn't have anybody that really left that big impact on me for this year.
With me, there's one team, even though they weren't the most undefeated team ever out there, I was still greatly entertained by this team. And I have to go with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Just because it was still Woken, Broken Matt, however you want to call him, teaming up with another severely underused wrestler who, again, it just worked. It was fun. It was fun to see them both guys doing something different. So if that for no other reason, I'm going to go with Matt and Brad.
For the first month, sure, but once they brought in the B team, just them constantly losing to him, and then that was it because of Matt Hardy's injuries, and that was the end of the tag team.
Mm-hmm. And this is where I go rogue. Go off-road. Because my tag team of the year, WWE did nothing for tag teams for me this year. Like, we had the obvious suspects and all that, and the matches were great because of the obvious suspects. But I gave it to them last year. Okay. And until somebody proves that they're better than them, and because of all the things they also did off screen this year, it's got to be the Young Bucks. Got to be.
I can't argue that.
I mean, their part, they helped set up All In.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're going to be a part of this new wrestling federation.
The All Elite. Mm-hmm.
The All Elite. And every time I saw a match of theirs at NJPW, Ring of Honor, any of them, it was fucking awesome off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So until someone comes along that can actually take them off of the pedestal that I put them on.